Coming up on today's San Francisco 49ers Report, I'm Chase Sr. Is the Christian McCaffrey trade one of the best NFL trades over the last decade? A player personnel executive said that to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler in ESPN's running back rankings, in which Christian McCaffrey came in at number 1. And we're also going to take a look back at that trade, the impact and the numbers that CMC has had while with the Niners, and also take a gander at some of the more marquee trades in the NFL over the last 10 years. I first want you to predict the stat line for McCaffrey in 2024. Last season, top 5 MVP voting, NFL Offensive Player of the Year, 2,000 all-purpose yards. He ran for 1,459 yards. In 2024, will he go over or will he go under? Let me know down in the comment section right now. So as part of this ESPN poll and them ranking players at every single position as part of their pre-training camp coverage, execs, coaches, scouts, ranking the top 10 running backs in this instance going into the 2024 season. Christian McCaffrey came in at number 1 last year. He ranked number 2 behind Nick Chubb. And Christian McCaffrey has been a fantastic player for the Niners. Last year, he was undoubtedly the best running back in the National Football League. And here's what ESPN had to say about him. Health and a killer offense have elevated McCaffrey to his rightful place as the best tailback and a top player in all of football. McCaffrey garnered more than 80% of the first place votes. He was dominant in every category. He consistently got positive yards before contact, 888 of them, and after contact, 571, ranking first and second in those respective areas. The Niners got 5.5 yards per carry when giving McCaffrey the ball on first downs. Wow. That makes second down and third down a lot more manageable. Inside the tackles, McCaffrey averaged 4.9 yards per carry, 4th among running backs, and that's before considering his elite receiving ability as he caught 67 passes for 564 yards last year. With what he was able to do, we're going to look back at the 2023 McCaffrey season as one of the best running back single seasons in the history of the NFL. Niners won, offense was humming, and since the trade, he has changed the complexion of this offense, the look of this offense, the feel of it, because of that versatility, but the overall elite play. Here's what an NFL offensive line coach who has coached McCaffrey had to say. He does everything exceptionally. Explosiveness, vision, technique, versatility, great teammate, hardest worker, dedicated in the offseason. The only thing holding him back was when he was hurt. But he's exactly how you would draw up a football player. And all of that, I think, is why Kyle Shanahan absolutely loves Christian McCaffrey. Last offseason, during minicamp, OTAs, he was there for every practice, going hard, putting in so much effort, because how you practice translates to the game. Now, this offseason, he was not on hand for OTAs and did not practice in mandatory minicamp as he was looking for that new contract, which, by the way, I was right about. He ended up getting that. But just the way that he carries himself, you can tell he's so precise with everything that he does. Everything is intentional. Everything is calculated. I was watching the other week some of his sprint workouts that he does during the offseason, and there is a specific plan behind that. And then some of the stretching exercises, explosiveness stuff that he does to get the fast twitch muscles going. And then on the football field, you can just see with the way that he moves that all of that training translates to the field. The guy just loves ball, and that's why Shanahan absolutely loves him, because Shanahan is a football guru and nerd. Furthermore, here's what ESPN had to say on McCaffrey. He has 3 seasons with at least 1,000 rushing yards and 700 receiving yards, trailing only Marshall Faulk, who had 4 of those in NFL history. He was the 2023 leader in explosive plays, 10-yard runs, and 20-yard receptions. So just that ability to impact the game in a plethora of areas running to the perimeter, in between the tackles, catching balls out of the backfield, lining up in the slot. I think McCaffrey, if he wants to, can really extend his NFL prime by not transitioning to wide receiver, but playing more wide receiver. Some defenders across the NFL think that he could be one of the best wide receivers in the game because of the footwork and the route running, which goes back to his approach to the game of football. And if he could stay healthy, he's certainly on a Hall of Fame track here. You look at his resume, 2023 NFL Offensive Player of the Year. He was the rushing yards leader last year, top 5 MVP voting, a 3-time All-Pro, one of those as a flex. Now, we're not talking fantasy football. He's also been a 3-time Pro Bowler. Now, he is going to be 28 years old. We know that running backs can age overnight. But I think McCaffrey is one of those unique players with the way that he trains, takes care of his body, his love for the game of football. I think his prime could be extended a little bit. That would, of course, be ideal with San Francisco or for San Francisco, given they signed him to that contract extension, which runs through 2027. To the question of today's show, though, is it the best trade in the NFL over the last decade? San Francisco, according to a player personnel executive, made one of the best trades of the decade when they got him in 2022. He is the perfect fit for what they do. And that perfect fit is why he's helped take that offense to another level. Here are the trade details. And as part of that question, you, of course, have to talk about the value of the trade and the player that you got back in McCaffrey. So the Niners got CMC going into the deadline 2 seasons ago. The Panthers got a 2nd, 4th, and 5th round pick. And while with the Niners, McCaffrey has totaled 2,711 rushing yards, 1,241 receiving yards, and he has combined for 39 total touchdowns. He's found the paint plenty of times. The CMC trade and the acquisition of him has also led to a lot of wins. In 2023, with McCaffrey as the starter, because he did not start that first game against the Chiefs, but as a starter, the Niners went 12-1 total. That's regular season and playoffs. In 2024, 14-5 as the starter. Since the McCaffrey trade, the Niners have a 26-6 record. It's crazy. If you think McCaffrey is the best running back in the NFL, like ESPN thinks, as part of their preseason rankings, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at the top trades that come to mind over the last decade or so. But we also want to tell you about this deal. Thanks to our friends at Fanatics, the Niners t-shirt combo. You get 2 shirts for the price of 1. Scarlet, red, and black on sale. Sleek design. You'll be looking good, feeling good while supporting San Francisco for only $45. All you got to do, plug in that link down below, chatsports.com/49combo. The other notable trades over the last 10 years. The Chiefs traded up for Patrick Mahomes in 2017. Sean Payton really wanted him with New Orleans. He told Drew Brees, who was in the draft room that night, according to Peter Schrager, that they could be making that move. Chiefs leapfrogged the Saints, took Mahomes, and now they have won 3 Super Bowls. And he's changed the NFL and might go down as one of, if not the best quarterbacks of all time when it's all said and done. The Detroit Lions trading Matthew Stafford to the Rams in 2021. Rams, they win a Super Bowl right from the jump. Anytime you can do that, the trade worth it. How about the Baltimore Ravens trading up for Lamar Jackson in 2018 at the end of the first round? Lamar Jackson has won 2 NFL MVPs. This trade has not worked out, but it was a notable one, at least for the Cleveland Browns when they traded for Deshaun Watson in 2022. The Houston Texans, on the other hand, got rid of Deshaun Watson, and that kind of opened up the opportunity a couple of years later to draft C.J. Stroud, who looks to be an absolute stud. The Seahawks trading Russell Wilson to the Broncos in 2022. A disastrous trade for the Denver Broncos. They traded him away, and they're eating, $35, $36 million this year to see Russ play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. For the Seahawks, they got off of Russell Wilson, and that proved to be a big move for them. And then the Philadelphia Eagles trading for A.J. Brown. Huge move to bring in a number one. They had missed on Jalen Reagor, and A.J. Brown has put up arguably the best 2 consecutive years in the history of that Eagles organization at wide receiver. And then the Broncos in season traded Von Miller to the Rams, and Von Miller was pivotal to the Rams being able to win that Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford. And then the Bears trading the number 1 pick to the Carolina Panthers. What then happened, right? The Panthers took Bryce Young, and then the Bears got the Panthers pick to draft Caleb Williams. Not a good trade for Carolina. So as far as in-season trades go, Christian McCaffrey, Von Miller, the 2 biggest in-season trades. And then over the course of NFL history, especially if the Niners win a Super Bowl with McCaffrey still helping to lead the charge, the McCaffrey trade, one of the best trades in the history of the NFL regardless. Be sure to subscribe to us here on the Niners Report for shows coming your way every day. My goal every time I hop in front of the mic and on camera to provide you with Niners content that is insightful, informative, entertaining, that involves you. So if all that sounds good, hit that sub button.